मेरो नाम मिहाइलो म क्रोएसियाबाट आएको हो मलाई नेपाल मन पर्छ मलाई मोमो मन पर्छ
नमस्कार आज अलिकति फरक सामग्री पस्किँदैछौँ क्रोएसियाका एक नागरिक जसले नेपाल अहिलेसम्म 6 चोटि भिजिट गरिसके र संसारका 70 वटा देश घुमिसके उनले उनको नजरमा नेपाल कस्तो देश हो नेपालले अझ बढी पर्यटकहरू भित्राउन के गर्न सक्छ के गर्नुपर्छ क्रोएसियाका नागरिक मिहाइलोसँग आज म कुराकानी गर्नेछु यो कुराकानी अङ्ग्रेजीमा हुनेछ र उनलाई म यो भिडियोमा नेपाली पनि सिकाउनेछु एउटा विदेशीले नेपाली बोल्दा कस्तो सुनिन्छ होला नेपालको बारेमा उनलाई के राम्रो लाग्छ नेपालीहरू कस्ता लाग्छन् आज म क्रोएसियाका नागरिक मिहाइलोसँग कुराकानी गर्नेछु क्रोएसियामा नेपालीहरू 40,000 को सङ्ख्यामा छन् त्यहाँ काम गरिरहेका छन् र उनको अनुभव कस्तो छ नेपालीप्रति यो भिडियोमा तपाईँ केही कुरा जानकारी पाउनुहुनेछ भिडियो अन्तिम समयसम्म हेर्नुहोला है फर्स्ट इन्ट्रोड्युस योरसेल्फ
Namaskar. Thank you for calling me here. Good morning. My name is Michael or Mihajlo, and I'm staying for some time in Nepal. I'm coming and going, so I can give you a very interesting point of view. Now I'm involved in development of transport, modern transport in entire Nepal. I hope it will be very successful in the near future.
How many countries you have visited till now?
Till now, I have been lucky to visit over 70 countries, 76 so far, and this is not the end. So I have still to visit some Asian countries.
When did you first time visit Nepal?
First time I visited Nepal was 2023. As soon as they opened the borders, I booked the ticket and I came here to see this country as well, and to see some opportunities.
How does it feel to be here in Nepal first time?
First time I will maybe not give nice answer. As a person who visited many countries, I had some expectation here. And Nepal has a nice reputation outside, at least in Europe. For other countries I'm not sure, but for European people know Nepal as peaceful country, peaceful people, clean air, high mountains, clean rivers and clean lakes. Birthplace of Buddha, but as soon as I landed in Kathmandu, it was slightly different than I expected. It was chaotical, it was August month, it was pollution, high level, it was noisy and big traffic jams. So it was a slightly surprise for me, because I did not do much research about Kathmandu city, but out of city is much different.
Did you hear about Nepal before visit here?
Yes, of course. We have Nepali. I'm originally from Croatia, so we have about 40,000 Nepali working in Croatia now. And even before we knew the highest mountain on the world is exactly in Nepal, and that is the way we heard about earthquake before. So there are some news that we could learn about this country.
You are following news related to Nepal?
Yes, Nepal as well, because I have some friends with who I used to work even when I was younger on the cruise ship, and that's the way how I get more interested to visit this country, because of people. People outside of Nepal, they made me wish to come here, because they are slightly different than people in Europe. They are most trustful, friendly, they will not betray like some people may do in some other countries.
How many places you have visited in Nepal?
In Nepal, I've been on several places. I went to Kusma, Pokhara area, and I went to Sorlai on south, and all the way to Biratnagar. I went both ways, by airplane and by car, not by bus. And I can tell you that I believe now that these YouTubers online, they're telling that in Nepal there are roads of hell. There are several viral videos of this experience. So I experienced it on myself. It's not pleasurable to travel by car on the far distance, especially in rainy season.
Did you ever try to speak Nepali or try to learn Nepali?
Well, Nepali is not easy because of the...
It's easy.
It's easy if you can read. Unfortunately, I cannot read Nepali, so that makes me very difficult to learn. I would speak already Nepali if they make double the system for letters, alphabet, if they implemented, I could read it. Like in Indonesia, like in Philippines or some other countries.
What is the most interesting things about Nepal?
Oh, very interesting opportunities, especially in tourism field. As I personally worked in tourism field about 15 years and experienced it in different countries with different nations, different people, I can tell you that Nepal is like piece of land that was never harvested. It's rich with new things, and a foreigner may really enjoy here if everything is managed on a proper way.
Do you see there are possibilities and opportunities in Nepal regarding tourism sector?
Yes, endless because existing level of tourism is shamefully on the low level, especially if you talk about numbers. You can translate this to Nepali people because I don't know in a lakhs crores, but I know in millions. By my research, there are about 1 million tourists per year, but that's only recently. So in total history of Nepal, if you look from 1951, when they opened the border until now, there was no more than 20 million tourists in total ever visited Nepal, foreigner, right? So comparing with this with my country, in my country annually visit 20 million tourists, and here in the entire history visited 20 million tourists. So this is big way how you can understand. If you have now 10 guests, and if you have 20 times more, that means bigger opportunity for everyone. All of them, they need to sleep, they need to eat, and they need some attractions to use, to climb, to camping, bicycle, motorbike, safaris, or you name it. You have a lot of rivers, lakes, animals, for everyone something, right? So in all these segments you can find something to make business, right? But if you make it sustainably. That's the most important. Not too harsh and destroy nature, and to respect to everyone, right? I could see these things changing. So the sustainable tourism, like your almost neighbor country, Bhutan, they're making now sustainable entire city, what will attract tourists in the future. Like Galepu Mindfulness City, this is their plan, government plan to make Bhutan more famous, to increase the number of tourists there. So in Nepal also could be maybe in the future some campaign to raise awareness of existence of Nepal and invite them on this way.
As a foreigner, what kind of challenges you have faced in Nepal?
I had a huge problem with hygiene. Level of hygiene is very low, and this should be one of the first things what should be standardized and implemented some rules and controls, because it's very bad if you see cockroach in restaurant. In Europe, you would be immediately closed if somebody reports you and you have that. And here, it seems like nobody cares. And that is something what can make tourists go away, and new tourists will not come because they will see this on internet. They will see pictures and videos, not only cockroaches, rats, dirty toilets, something not everywhere, but I could see that on many places. It's a country where certain things are perfect, but certain need immediate change, like safety. Here, this is one of the safest country I ever been, but in the same time, there is no cameras. If you go Dubai, it's safe. If you go China, it's safe. If you go Singapore, it's safe. But they have cameras, so if you do something, you will be punished. But here, they don't have that much cameras, but still, anyway, it's very safe. As tourist, I can go anytime, daytime, nighttime, any corner of the city. I can walk alone. I don't feel scared. Yes, maybe individuals can approach you, offer you something illegal, but if you say no, nobody will bother you. That's very nice country on the safety level. But in the same time, safety of maybe transport and other things are very questionable. So this should be worked on very hard.
Traffic jam?
Oh, traffic jams, that is on other level. In all the world, you have traffic jam, but you have traffic jam, noise, pollution and danger in traffic. I'm surprised that there is no rules for helmets. What is common sense? In nowadays, 2025, when things are more affordable, but it should not be question about affordability. It's safety should be first. And I was shocked that nobody even offer you, if you order this on mobile phone app, motorbike, you order, like if you go in Indonesia, they have Gojek or something like that. if you don't put helmet, police gonna fine you. So every driver have 2 helmets, one for him and one for passenger. Here, that is not the case. But also, if Nepal is gonna implement law of helmet, it should be safe helmet, not the cheap one, imitation, or it should be certified. So things should move forward on a proper way. Very interesting that in the same time you have Thailand who giving even free flight tickets to increase number of tourists in far areas. In the same time in Nepal you need to pay enormously expensive to fly as a tourist. So that is not the way how you can increase the number of tourists or attract more tourists in rural areas. Yes, you need to make it affordable and safe. For the tourism, it should be definitely education. Without proper education, you cannot build good system. So I can see problems or mistakes what they doing. Recently was open a new viewpoint tower. They call it Darara or Sundara, White Tower, you name it. But I'm shocked that there is no information in English. So yeah, and they don't have a system to sell group tickets. So if I have travel agency in Kathmandu, I cannot purchase for discounted price the group tickets so I can organize trips. No, only individual tickets are sold. And this online website is also only on Nepali. And if you come in the front and you see all these signs, even price list, even numbers of the prices are written in Nepali. So if tourist passing by, he cannot read that he need to pay 1,000 rupee. So I think it's lack of common sense or extreme lack of education and zero experience in tourism field. Because I don't talk that English need to be implemented everywhere, but at least Tamil, Assam, Darara, Patan, some places where tourists visit. It should be, if you want me to pay you something, you need to make clear price. How much does it cost? If these things are not improved, it will never be sustainable and exponential growth of tourists here.
What is your experience about public transportation of Nepal?
Oh yes, that is also one of the interesting topics. So in all 76 countries or 75 countries where I've been, every capital city, only capital, I don't talk about other cities, they have at least map of public transportation. So in the richest and poorest country, wherever I went, they will give you for free. If they don't have, you can check it online. You can find which bus, which number going where. It's simple, it's not expensive to create a map with certain lines, with different colors or numbers. But here when I arrived in a airport and I asked, can I have some maps so I can see which shuttle bus going to where, which bus, so I can maybe use sometimes instead of a motorbike, I can go by bus. But here this is not the case. So I'm interested very much to organize voluntarily, together with myself, to create a map of public transportation. So maybe on the end of this interview, maybe you can put some contact details, whoever is interested to participate, to give some information, which bus going where, and to maybe sit together to make this map as my contribution to the city. Because the tourism board didn't do this, or any other who should do. Because tourists feel lost here. They don't have much options.
How can Nepal improve this system?
Nepal is a very specific country. It's not like any other country I've been so far. And with limited budget and with nature how you have, it has a very few options. Roads are fine, but with all these floodings, landslides, earthquakes, roads are not much sustainable. I understand that roads are the best for individuals. You can use it, but they cost a lot. So when you put the budget on the table and you see where you live, you need to balance it, right? So I found a team here 3 years ago who working on a sustainable transport pathway, and I wanted to bring this in my country as well. But we in Europe, we have very developed public transportation, so this is not that much necessary in already developed transport 100 years ago, all networks we have. So I decided to resign, and whatever I did in Europe, I used to live in Germany, so I came here to work on these sustainable portway elevated transports. And we believe that this can redefine the economy and tourism. And also I can find some other things to do here in the future. So I'm from Croatia, right? 40,000 Nepali working now in Croatia, so they can also tell you same thing. We have about 22 million tourists every year. And we don't feel it that much. We feel it by economy. Badly for me, I was not born in an area that is touristic. Now the prices are very high. So I missed the opportunity when I was younger, but I traveled outside. However, now is, I think, the great opportunity. Whoever think about business, whoever want to do this job, who has experienced this job outside of Nepal, in next 5 to 10 years, this will be very interesting to focus in Nepal, because Nepal is like a diamond what people never saw. So it's attractive and people will start to come. If you look the geopolitical example, I will say one simple sample. In Europe we had 17 million tourists every year until the 2021 from Russia. Now from Russia coming only 1 million tourists because of the sanctions. They cannot do organized trip there because of problems. However, there is 17 million tourists what now looking where to travel, only from one country. So I'm not pointing, I'm numbers. Now if you watch the news in North Korea, they build touristic resorts for, I don't know, 20, 30,000. Only because of this reason. So part of these tourists can focus to go there. If people in tourism understand what's going on in the world, they can use this opportunity. They can make direct flight line and so on. This is the first thing when you talk about tourism. You need to assemble and make direct flight line from Moscow, from other countries. And if this country is open, then it will have a tourist. I don't believe that visa is a very sustainable model for tourism. You can make even bigger revenue on different way. Visa, when you just step in and they ask you money, it's maybe for some people automatically make, I don't want, this is complication, right? But how we do in Croatia? You don't pay visa, most of people, right? Don't pay visa on arrival. They come freely for 30 days. But wherever they sleep, they pay $2-3 tax, sleeping tax. And then we know how to manage this. Here they immediately ask you funds, and not only that. Here I found very interesting things. On airport, while I booked my flight ticket, I found tourism service fee in my flight ticket. But I got very confused. I never had any service fee in tourism service fee on airport. So I think there is some mismanagement and no transparency. And these funds, I could not see they are much used in tourism in Nepal because of lack of information. As you asked me about public transportation, they put the tables, science, on English language. It's written information, but all details are written on Nepali language. It can be dual language, at least in town center. So people who are in town, they can read, Tripureshwar, in other places. On this way now, how it is, it's impossible to use public transportation for foreigners.
What should be done to increase number of tourists in Nepal?
Transport. As I experienced it on my own, if the transportation is not improved. So as I told, direct flight lines. Cheaper rates for flights inside the Nepal, and also more sustainable model of transportation. We are engaged with Podway. We believe this will be in the future very nice and successful story. The people will come maybe only because of Podway, because in 2019 I went to Belarus, to the place where this transport is developed, and only on where they did certification, it showed up about 10,000 people to see it. So I think besides the solving of transport, it will be also attraction, because it's something never seen before, right? If you are first in something, you will be famous. First in tennis, even in transport. So I think Nepal can be first in this field in the region.
Transportation in remote area?
In remote areas, in the city, anywhere. in touristic purposes, in a passenger, as public passenger. Now, if you go to China, many Europeans, they showing China in very nice view. Before 20 years, when I studied, they told me China is polluted, China is negative, negative, negative. Now, when I went last year for the first time, it's completely opposite what was before 20 years only. Because 20 years ago, they didn't have any network of public transportation. And I experienced it. It's very nice, it's on a time, it's clean, it's safe, and that's what tourists need.
You are impressed with China.
I was very impressed how I was taught 20 years ago and how is now, because it seems like impossible. I didn't believe that is so good. Here can be also next 10 years, because Portway don't require much time to be constructed. You don't need to build bridges and other things, so time consuming and money consuming as well. So it will be attractive for foreign investment if it's managed on a proper way.
Which was your favorite places you have visited in Nepal?
I think Pokhara is very interesting because of the maybe management slightly better than Kathmandu. Kathmandu is a little bit chaotic, you know, it's a mess, noisy. But also, as I stay in Asan, in the heart of the Kathmandu, where Nepali people lives. So I experience all these jatras. Every few days they have jatra, and especially Indra Jatra. You cannot explain that. You need to come and experience. So this can be motto: come and experience it. But I think the marketing team of Tourism Board, they don't have much people who have experience in this field, because many things can be done. Many. I see so many opportunities.
What was the most memorable incident in Nepal?
Incident.
Memorable incident.
Incident is like negative, right?
Negative or positive, both?
I experienced Indra Jatra, and that is something what, as I told, cannot be explained by words. It is a crazy moment of Nepali festival, where everybody's singing, everybody dancing. Dorbar Square is full, you don't have much places, it's very positive energy, and what is the most important things, I was not scared that somebody gonna take my wallet. If you go to Paris, Rome, some big Europe, London, UK, it's high possibility that somebody gonna put hand in your pocket and take everything what you have, especially in public places. But here, never I doubt that somebody will do this. Of course, it may happen, but it's not the top on what I need to worry here. Here I need to worry what I eat, where I eat, because of these hygiene standards maybe.
Would you like to revisit Nepal?
If new government, new establishment, new leaders of this country will love this country on that way, they work, not only love, just you have to work and set up the set of rules and laws to make easy to work here for foreigners. I will be more than happy to stay here, as the possibilities are endless. The same like you have field, what was never used for the harvesting, for anything. This field is rich. You can, whatever you put, it will grow. So Nepal is this kind of land, what virgin land they call it also. So whatever business, if you bring it on a proper way, you can make here miracles. If you have experience, if you have some budget, or if you have big team who have combination of this. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And also, before we finish, I will invite on this way young people who have time to follow the social media LinkedIn, because I'm active there, and to send a message, to say hi, to make this map of Kathmandu city with buses, these three-wheelers and all the things to put on the paper, to give contribution, because nobody will do if we don't do it, right? It should be done by some organization, but unfortunately, hopefully in the future they will start to work. But for now, what we can do this. So let's do it. Let's make a map of public transportation for any visitor here.
के तपाई बैंकमा राखिएको पैसा सुरक्षित नहोला भनेर चिन्तित हुनुभएको छ?
हो त।
चिन्तित हुनु पर्दैन। 5 लाखसम्म निक्षेप ग्यारेन्टी छ नि।
अनि 5 लाख भन्दा बढीको चाहिँ?
एउटामा मात्र होइन, सबै बैंक तथा वित्तीय संस्थाहरूमा 5 लाखसम्मका दरले बाँडेर पैसा राखे भइगयो त।
ओहो, गजब रहेछ त।
हैन के भो?
टिभी हेर न टिभी।
निक्षेप तथा कर्जा सुरक्षण कोषले नेपाल राष्ट्र ब्याङ्कबाट मान्यता प्राप्त ब्याङ्क तथा वित्तीय संस्थाहरूमा गरिएको 5 लाखसम्मको निक्षेप सुरक्षाको ग्यारेन्टी गर्दछ। ढुक्क हुनुहोस्, सुरक्षित बचत गर्नुहोस्। निक्षेप तथा कर्जा सुरक्षण कोष, ऋण र धन दुवैको सुरक्षण।